morning, beautiful Wednesday morning, 75 degrees on the outside, and that's kind of pleasant with the weather we've been having, waking up at 74, 75 degrees, August the 5th, and it's the first of the month. Usually on the 2nd and 4th of the month, we bring this awesome new program that Cumberland County has called Rise and Shine Cumberland County, but we've had to alter a little bit. We're doing it on the first Wednesday of this month, the month of August, but then we'll be right back on the fourth Wednesday. So again, we will continue to remind you to call your friends, let everyone know that this new program that Cumberland County has launched is doing great things for our county, for our city, because it reminds us, makes us aware of the resources that's available within Cumberland County, many resources that you are not aware of. So make sure you know, make sure you call, tell someone. I'm co-pastor Al McAllister, Rockford Ministry Family Center, representative for WIDU radio station.
I'm Dr. Teresa McAllister, the senior pastor of Rockford Ministries.
And we thank God for this, again, this program that Cumberland County has launched. And it's totally to make us aware, make you aware of the surrounding resources that's available to us. And each month the county brings us somebody that's resourceful, that's important, that shares with us. And this morning we are blessed to be dealing with the topic of child support services. And the reason we're doing it today is because August, if you're not aware of it, August is Child Support Awareness Month. And today we're going to be talking about the many services that Cumberland County Child Support Department provides for the community. Many resources that I'm sure you know somebody that need to be listening to concerning this child support area. So today's conversation, we're going to focus on the importance of child support for families and the importance of each role. We're going to talk about whether or not you are receiving child support, providing support, or helping others get through the different areas of support that they may need. There are many that need child support, don't know how to go out. There are people that's struggling right now. I'm sure there are ones out there that's saying, I've been trying to get this right. I've been trying to get help, and I don't know who to go to. I don't know who to talk to. So this morning, we are blessed to have with us Mr. James McQueen, the director.
Yes.
The McQueen,
Yes.
James McQueen.
Yes, sir.
The director of Cumberland County Child Support Department. Mr. James, welcome to being with us this morning. We bless God that you paused. We know your schedule is busy. We know you're working hard, doing a lot of stuff, helping a lot of people. But you paused this morning to come and share with the community. So now, hopefully this morning will make your job a little easier, because now those people are going to become aware of the things that they have to hear one-on-one when they're trying to get the areas that they need. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how to contact you for those listeners out there.
Well, first of all, thank y'all for having us. People aren't beating the doors to come talk to us about child support.
I'm sure.
I appreciate you all offering us and extending a very welcoming invitation. We appreciate that very much. My name is James McQueen. I'm the director of Cumberland County Child Support. Basically, our agency here is try to help custodians obtain support on behalf of their minor children.
Okay.
And we obtain support from parents.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter who has the child. It doesn't have to be the parent we're obtaining support from. It could be a grandparent. It could be a sibling that has custody of that child. A lot of people don't realize that.
Never even heard that.
We will obtain support on behalf of anybody who has custody of the minor child.
Okay.
And so I'm glad to be here. This is a federally mandated program. The federal government says.
So it's not South Cumberland County coming up with or whatever?
The federal government has laws that said every state has to provide child support.
Okay.
And in North Carolina, they said, all right, counties, we're going to make sure you have the support you need to put these programs in place. And so the state kind of operates the policy and the contracting and so forth, but all the services actually come from Cumberland County.
Okay.
So we are Cumberland County employees. We're about 74 strong. Have quite a number of folks working with us. Do a lot of stuff to help these minor kids. And so I'm really happy to be here and explain a little bit about what that is. So, and just kind of spread the news about what we do.
So, you said you're about 74 strong. I thought it was just a little small department. You've got a lot of people out there trying to help those that's caring for minors get the support they need.
Yes, we do. We're a fairly large county department, but we do a lot of stuff. and we have to operate within the legal system as well. So we have to have people who are kind of knowledgeable of county policy, state policy, but also have knowledge of the laws. And
But you said it's a federally mandated.
That's correct. The federal government mandates that these programs are offered in every state.
That is wonderful.
But James, this is a twofold question.
Okay.
I want to know basically what led you into the career that you're currently in, and what is the importance of child support?
I will say it had to be divine guidance, because when I was growing up, I knew nothing of child support and had not plans to be in child support. Actually, my degree is in biology with a minor in chemistry.
Oh my goodness!
I was going to be doing research and development
you a long
for
ways
science.
from that area.
And actually, I'm from Laurinburg, and I had done some work with a lab up in Burlington, North Carolina.
Okay.
I got married, and my wife was from Laurinburg. She wanted to move back home.
Okay.
So I took a swing at teaching school. God bless our teachers, is all I have to say. Because I was going to prison if I worked one more year as a teacher. God bless them, what they have to go through.
Yes,
How long did you teach? How long did you
1
try
year.
that?
I made it 1 year.
1 year was enough to
but I
let you
finished
know
the year.
this is not me, huh?
Correct.
That's a long way from working in biology.
It was tough.
Yeah.
But then I went to work for, it was J.P. Stevens or West Point Stevens, a textile mill in Wagram. And when they were closing, I had a thought, I got a 9-month-old kid. How am I feed this kid?
Okay.
And you can't do that on air. So I saw this position open in child support, and I thought, well, how hard can that be? It'll give me a chance to feed the kid while I have something, while I look for something that I really want to do.
Other than teaching. Yeah.
Other than teaching. And I'll say I was hooked in about 6 months. I was just totally amazed at what benefit that it provides to folks. And I'll tell you what really lit me was I was interviewing an individual, and I told him we needed him to make payments, and he was giving me a hard time. He was being resistant. And I said, well, I'm just going to have to initiate some court action. And he got up from the desk.
Yeah, I'm sure you got his attention.
And he said, will you try to find me? And he walked out the door. And I thought, I will hunt you down to my last breath if I have to try to make this right. And I think that lit the fire to see how some people could be so resistant to supporting their own biological children.
Let me keep you there for a moment, because I'm sure that has to be a major issue. If he was bold enough to tell you, well, find me, how much of a challenge is that in your department? How much of that do you deal with and see on a regular basis, people trying to get child support but don't know where the I won't say spouse. What do you call the one that's supposed to be paying the support?
We call them the non-custodial parent.
The non-custodial parent.
Right.
So that's who you always trying to deal with, is work through. That's your problem area, is a non-custodial parent.
I wish that was the only problem area. But I mean, yes, those are the people we are trying to get to make payments to support the child. And that's normally what seems to be what we think of as the resistance in child support. But that's not always the case. But it does sometimes. It is difficult. People are a lot more transient now than they used to be. It's a lot easier to move from state to state. I mean, you think back 50 years ago, people pretty much live where they around that area. It was odd to think somebody moved across the country, unless you were in the military. Now it's real easy. People can find, it's real easy to find a job in other places before you ever move, a place to live.
That's right.
That communication wasn't available many years ago. So people are very transient, and I will say, if you don't want to be found, people find ways to stay hidden. We do have a population, we'll never find them. It's not because of lack of effort. But we do have a group of people that we won't find. And then we have groups of people that fall in and out of location. We know where you are now. You move, you change, nobody communicates with us. Now we realize you're not there anymore. And then we find you again. I mean, so that is one of our difficulties. One of the things we tell people all the time to communicate with us. You know, if you've lost your job, let us know about it. If you're starting a new job, let us know about it. And in the long run, it's easier for you if you just communicate and keep us informed of what's going on.
Let me ask you this, James. I know you have a question, Pastor Teresa. How much of a problem is this in Cumberland County and surrounding areas, lack of support for children? Is this a real serious
Well, there's a
problem?
reason this is a federally mandated program.
Oh, okay. It wouldn't be federally mandated.
Well, I mean, you and I both know. Couples don't stay together like
Right.
they used to. So, I mean, this program's fairly new and was adopted as a government agency back in the 70s. So this is a newer agency and benefit service that is offered by the government. I mean, you think back of SNAP, food nutrition, Medicaid, those things go back, 100 years. So it's a lot newer because folks just don't stay together or do the right thing and continue to support the child, even though they're not currently
a lot
in the
of
same
values
household.
have gone down the drain.
Right. I'll tell you, we have about 16,500 cases in Cumberland County. If that tells you.
That tells 16,000? Yeah,
Yes.
1,600
16,000
cases right here in Cumberland County.
in Cumberland County. If that tells you.
Yes,
how,
we've got
the
a
need
problem.
is.
There's a need for your agency to do what you're doing. You've been doing this for how long now? Did you just? I think you said you moved here in Fayetteville about 7 years ago. But did you just start doing this 7 years ago?
I've been in child support 25 years. So that supposedly Denton the road 25 years ago.
Okay.
Has led me through several positions in Scotland County. I started off as an agent, lead agent, supervisor, a program administrator, and then I went to work as the fiscal operations director with the state office for a couple of years.
Okay.
And then I've been the director here for 8.5 years.
Okay.
So it's 25 years of
Total.
service. Right.
Great. So, James, we said here that it's important for child support. It's very important. And so what services does your team provide? And are there any services you think the community may not be aware of?
So federally, they require us to provide 5 services.
Okay.
The first thing we've been talking a little bit about is location. Now, location isn't just where you sleep.
Okay.
We're looking for your bank accounts, any property you own, vehicles, boats, income, bank accounts. We're looking for anything that touches the fringe of child support. And that's what we need. So when we talk about location, it's not just where you sleep. It also includes your phone number and your email and where you get your mail and where you sleep. But once we get through that, we want to make sure that we've established parentage. Now, in North Carolina, if the parties are married when the child is born, there's a presumption that married couple are the parents of the child. Now, that's a legal presumption. That's not a child support rule. That's not us. That's the law.
Okay.
If they're not married, then the next thing we want to do is make sure we've established who the mother and father are of the child. So we can do that in several different ways. You can come in, we'll let you sign an agreement. You can sign an affidavit of parentage.
Okay.
Or maybe you're not sure and you want a paternity test. That is something that we would offer to individuals. And then you can still, when you get those results, you can voluntarily do it. If not, if you're not sure, you want to be resistant, we'll initiate court action. We'll take it to court and ask the judge to make a determination of parentage.
You do that yourself?
Well, we have 2 attorneys. But our agents are the ones who actually take that process all the way up to court.
God almighty.
And then our attorneys actually litigate it in court. Legally, I couldn't. However, law was an interest a lifetime ago at one
gotcha.
point. After paternity set up, we want to get a legal order of support. We're going to make a calculations by North Carolina's guidelines. They have guidelines that say under these circumstances, this is how much should be paid. We're going to present that to you and just sign and agree to it. If not, we're going to go to court and ask the judge to give us an order of support. Now, once that order's in place, all the support has to be paid through a vendor that the state hires. And so that's another service, is the collection and disbursement of child support. And even though we don't do that locally, that is a child support service. So if somebody paying support says, hey, I want record that this money was paid on my behalf to my child, or somebody needs to verify that they're actually getting support, we have that means. And we actually interface with that system so we can see the payments and make sure people are being compliant. So the last service is actually the enforcement of child support, and that's what normally people think about is child support and the enforcement. And there are lots of different ways that we try to enforce orders. Some administrative, kind of on the nice side, and then some that are a little more related to like punishment, which we try to stay away from that end as much as possible.
That sounds good. So is there a process of applying for child support?
Yes. So if a custodian is getting Medicaid for themselves and the child, they can actually contact Medicaid and say, hey, I just want a referral to child support. And our two systems talk to each other, so they'll send it over to us. And then we'll contact them and have an interview scheduled. Or people can walk in the front door, fill out a physical paper application, which is pretty extensive. Or they can go to the state's website, NC Child Support, and there's a place there they can do that application online. And then once that application is received by us, we're going to ask you to come in for an interview. If individual is not getting Medicaid for their child, there is an application fee of $25. It's non-refundable. That's the only thing we will ever ask you to give us. Financially is that $25. And then we'll go through that interview with this custodian and obtain all the documents we can from them that might be necessary, birth certificates, income from that party, any information about the child. And then once that happens, we'll schedule an interview with the non-custodial parent. And say, come in and talk with us about this.
So let me ask you this. Okay, young, let's say unmarried couple, a young lady just walk in your office with a child saying, I've got this child and my boyfriend, I haven't seen him in a long time. How does it, can you just walk in your office and say, I've got a child and I don't know where my boyfriend is. He promised he was going to help me. And can you just start with that? And when a person walk into your office like that, what happens from there?
Give us what you have.
Give us what you have.
What's his name?
Okay.
What's his birthday?
Just that simple.
What's his social security number? Where's he from? Because our system, even though it's old, I say old, it's from the 90s. It interfaces, it talks to a bunch of other systems.
Okay.
For example, DMV. So this person may have a license or may have had a license in North Carolina sometime in the past. So I put his name and his birthday in, and DMV might send me some information and say, is this the right guy? Oh, well, we have his social. Now I got his social security number. Now I might can go to another database that shows me where people are employed. And I can put his social in, oh, this guy works here. Now that's simplistic. It don't always work that easy.
Can you do anything with just the name alone? She said, I just know his name and I know he stayed over. I know his parents or somebody. Can you work with that?
Sure. I mean, anything you give us, we will try to use to locate this individual. Now, the more you give us, the easier it is.
Right.
Yes.
So if you give us his name and his name is Tom Smith, okay, we might have a problem because what's Tom's daddy's name or mama's name? Because we could go back. Maybe Tom received food and nutrition benefits as a child. So I can go over to the DSS system and say, oh, his mom's name was Mary Larry. And so I'm going to go look up Mary Larry and try to find Tom in this system.
This is awesome information. I'm sure there's a lot of custodial parents need to be listening right now if you're not receiving the care that you need from the non-custodian. Again, this is a program, Rise and Shine, Cumberland County, where we bring to you every second and fourth Wednesday. This time we're bringing it to you on the first Wednesday. We're going to take a quick break. Please stay tuned. Call somebody that you know is dealing with this problem so that we can help them get a solution. We have Mr. James McQueen with us this morning. He has the answers. You need to be listening.
In breaking news this morning, North Carolina Republican Congressman Chuck Edwards says he will abandon his re-election bid after claims of harassment. The House earlier this week recommended he be censored after finding he engaged in persistent, unprofessional, and inappropriate conduct with 2 young female aides. Governor Stein says he plans to veto House Bill 958, which would cut the voting for primaries and early voting for runoffs from 17 days to 10 days. Virginia Democrats picked establishment candidates to take on Republican incumbents in 2 congressional districts they hope to flip in November. U.S. job openings fell slightly in June, but the labor market continued to show resilience. Employers posted 7.36 million vacancies in June, down from 7.54 in May. Thousands of power losses in Durham last night after a tree fell at 1.7 thousand without power. Tony Rixby, NC.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. It is almost time to head back to school. Check immunizations off your list by taking advantage of back-to-school immunization clinics. There's a free bag of produce and snacks for the first 50 families at each on-campus school event. The city of Fayetteville proudly recognized the leadership, faculty, and staff of Bill Hefner Elementary School for their exceptional service to students and the community. The mayor presented a proclamation to the principal in recognition of her commitment to education and community. Firefighters at the Fayetteville Regional Airport joined family and community members recently in honoring Sergeant Michael Emmanuel Swinton as he was returned home to his family. Sergeant Swinton paid the ultimate sacrifice on July 19, 2026, while serving in D Battery, 2nd Battalion, 55th Air Defense Artillery Regiment, 108th Air Defense Artillery Brigade. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
Your Wednesday forecast, it's another warm and very humid start to the day with temperatures in the 70s. Highs reach into the mid to upper 80s this afternoon, and showers and storms look to be very hit and miss today. Those will be out of here as we head into the overnight hours with a clearing sky, patchy fog, and once again warm and muggy. Temperatures overnight in the 70s. Highs about 85 to 90 Thursday. Storms once again very hit and miss. I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the NCN Weather Center.
Hello, my name is Pastor G.M. Thompson, the pastor of New Beginning Christian Faith Center. We're located at 4326 Coventry Road. Our order of services are, we have Sunday morning Sunday school at 9:30 a.m., morning worship at 11 a.m. We have Wednesday Bible class at 7 p.m. Our motto is, it's all about God. You're welcome anytime. Come and join us. You will be blessed of the Lord.
I'm Crime Prevention Specialist Nazario. This summer, the City of Fayetteville reminds gun owners to store firearms unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. Also, remember to never leave a firearm in your vehicle. These simple steps help keep children, teens, and visitors safe, especially with more time spent at family and friends' home during the summer months. So take a few minutes today to safeguard your firearm. It could prevent a tragedy tomorrow.
Pastor T.C. Leak of Smith Temple Church of God in Christ. We invite you to come and share with us in our services Sunday morning, our Sunday school at 10 o'clock, 11:35, morning worship. We have healing and deliverance every first Sunday night. We invite you to come and share with us in that service, and God will bless you and do you good. God bless you, and heaven smile upon you, is my prayer.
Hello, I'm Dr. Teresa McAllister, the founder of Rafa Ministries Family Center, and you're listening to Wake Up.
This is Bishop Johnny Ray Jr. of the Churches of Worship Worldwide, Apostle J.A. McDonough, 2118 Owen Drive. And we are proud to be a part of the Wake Up. Come and join the team.
Again, thank you for staying tuned. You're listening to Cumberland County program that we have, Rise and Shine Cumberland County, a new program that we started last year. And the whole sole purpose of this program is to do what we're doing today, to help you become aware of the resources available within Cumberland County. Many resources coming from the county, you know, that's responsible for our sheriff department, DHSS, and the libraries and all the parks and stuff, school systems. They have a variety of resources available that you may not be aware of. And we're blessed to have with us this morning Mr. James McQueen, from the director of the Cumberland County Child Support. If you know somebody out there is not getting child support that should be, you need to, Mr. James, tell them how can they reach your office, because they're listening now, but they'll say I didn't get everything. How can they reach your office to be able to get this, to start the process?
They can contact us by phone, 910-486-1092. Or if they want to stop by and see us in person, we're actually at 109 Bradford Avenue. We're actually at the old Highsmith Rainey Hospital up at the top of the hill.
They can find you there.
So you can find us there. We're on the 3rd floor of that building, so come by and see us. Or if they want to go to the county's website, we have a page there, or you can just do a general search online for North Carolina Child Support. The state has a website as well.
That person grabbing that pen, go to hear that. What was that number again?
Phone number 910-486-1092.
That's the number you need if you're not getting the support that you need. That's the number. That's the starting point. Or go to the website. You may not talk to Mr. James McQueen, but one of his staff, they got a staff of almost 74 people that somebody's going to help you get the process done. Don't try to carry this load alone trying to raise your child, because you need everything you can nowadays. And there are resources out there to help you get what you need to raise your child properly.
So, James, in your experience, what are some common issues that parents and guardians face during the application process?
Oh, we talked a little bit about location, so that's going to be key.
That's always a key.
We need to know where people are and what resources they had available to them. And sometimes it's not just that. Sometimes, and this might be odd sounding, but sometimes it's the custodian that's actually causing the holdup.
Sure not.
Sure, I need your wage verification. And the thought process may be, well, if I don't give you that and you base it solely on their income, then I might get more. So I'm not going to tell you that I
have something
that I do hair.
Yes.
And now we might find that out from the other parent, but you weren't completely upfront with us. And anytime you don't tell us and we find it later, well, it's going to throw some timing off.
Okay.
So if you just be honest and upfront from the very beginning. And sometimes it's that, well, I had a business 2 years ago. I don't have that business anymore. Well, tell us that, and bring us some evidence of that. Otherwise, we're going to find it and start questioning you on it. So just let us know. Sometimes it's documents we need. So I need a birth certificate from another state. Maybe you had an order that established paternity in another state.
Okay.
I need to get that. So some of that can take a long time. And then the location of individuals, because we will help you if you live here and the other parent lives in another state, we'll still help you. But I might have to get that state involved. So now maybe they live in Iowa. And so I got to contact Iowa and say, help us get a child support order or enforce this order on our behalf. That's time that we got to communicate with them, and they have their processes to go through. So some of that creates some struggle and some difficulty. I think sometimes just from the custodial standpoint, being a length of time without support causes its own stress. Because you're a single parent trying to do this alone. They have their own stresses just because of that.
What do you say to that parent, when you're speaking about that time frame, what do you say to that parent that has the child decided they weren't going to require child support from the non-custodial, but later on found out it was just too challenging. So they've gone 3 or 4 years. Now, after 5 years, they're coming after that parent. And
we'll help you now.
You help them now.
I'll help you now. However, if I have to get this to court, they are only going to start that child support after I initiate the legal action. So if I file something in April of 2026 to try to get support on your behalf, the judge will normally go to the first day of the first of the month after that filing. So if I filed it in April 2026, they're going to start at May 1st, 2026.
So the person, wait a minute, that child's already 5 years old. The judge is not going back trying to get the last 5 years.
We understand the child's 5, but legally, we're only going to obligate these payments starting May. And that's why the sooner we can get things filed with the court, the better.
Yes.
And there's a process where you have to renew legal documents to keep that alive.
Yes,
but
sir.
we won't get into all that. That's
Yes.
too complicated.
I understand paternity tests may be a part of the process. What purpose does the paternity test serve, and who's authorized to conduct a paternity test?
And how do you make it when that person said, "I'm not going to take one"?
Well, then the answer to that question, we're taking you to court.
Oh, okay.
And your failure not to come to court does not stop the judge from ordering you to be the parent.
Are you serious? Wait a minute,
yes.
say it again. So you may not, the person may refuse to take the paternity test, but they can still be ordered to pay?
That's correct. So we'll go to court and
Now
say,
that is
Judge,
news. Everybody listening out there?
We've asked them to come take paternity tests on these days, and they won't show up. And the judge now says, I'm ordering this person, even if they're not in the courtroom, to show up for testing at your location. And if they don't show up, when we come back to court, we're like, Judge, we told them, we sent them a letter, we made a phone call, we sent a reminder, and they still didn't come. The judge's like, okay, well, that's the father. I mean,
That's
not
news
coming
to
to
me.
court or
It
not
does not
showing up for a
alleviate
test
this-
does not stop the process. We're talking about a minor child,
Yes.
so that's not going to stop this from happening.
That
Now,
is news.
paternity testing, we only offer that if the parents weren't married. So if you're married because of that marriage
Right.
presumption of paternity,
Right.
we're not going to offer that. If their parents were not married and you're just not sure, or maybe you want confirmation, we'll offer that. As a matter of fact, we budget and pay for that paternity testing. So it's free at that point. All you have to do is show up. They swab the inside of your cheek, get some cells, and they take it back to the lab and extract the DNA from it. And so the purpose of that is determining who is the biological parents.
Just
of
by
this.
swab.
Just by swab. Used to be blood. We don't
Yeah.
have to do blood
Don't have to
withdrawals
do the
anymore.
needle now.
Swab the child, swab both parents, and you very rarely are both parents there at the same time. And so
Okay.
usually that's a good thing. So we might do mom and child one day, and then that an hour later the father may come, or the next time we do testing. Now the contract would allow for even our agents to actually collect it and mail it to the lab. We don't
Okay.
do the test.
Okay.
We just mail the
Collect-
stuff to the lab, and they actually do the testing. But we don't allow our agents to do that because we felt like people would see that as a conflict.
Yes, yes.
So we actually have the lab send in a technician. We do our tests one Saturday a month. We did that for people who are working, try to get there on a Saturday. We can test normally, I'm going to say on average, about 50 people every Saturday.
My goodness.
And then
50?
50. And then if you think people who work on Saturday, we do have a makeup day later in the month on a Thursday. So if you can't make it Saturdays, maybe you're a truck
That's
driver.
very convenient.
I'm always driving on Saturday,
Yes.
so we'll come this Thursday, and the technician
So there's
comes
really
that
no-
day. And we try to do. And the thing is, even if you live in another state, maybe even another country, this lab will coordinate the collection where you are. So let's go back to Iowa. The named father lives in Iowa, but mom and child live here. Well, we're going to test you on a Saturday. That lab's going to reach out to their connections in Iowa and say, hey, we need this guy to get swabbed. And they will collect it and mail it into the lab, and they will do all the testing.
Listen,
Well, that
everybody
sounds-
need to be listening to this, because if you got 16,000 cases going on, and God knows that the unrecorded cases, people that haven't even come to you yet, This is valuable information because we're talking about the child. It's all about getting provisions for the child.
Correct.
And nowadays, with things are expensive as they are, you certainly need both parties participating to help provide the resources for the child.
Well, yes, so that I want to ask this question because I think due to the type of the work that you do, you and your team, you must collaborate with other county departments on many occasions. What kind of partnerships does your department have with other county departments?
The Register of Deeds, because they have birth certificates, they have proof of documents. They also have death records, marriage documents that we need in this process. The sheriff is really important to us because they go out and serve our legal documents for us. And they're also key information. So if we send you to this address and you go knock on the door and they're like, they don't live here anymore, they moved over there. Well, you come back and tell us, and now we can make sure the documents represent the right address now for you to go look. Now, our deputies are great. They will actually just go to that other address and say, here, I got a piece of paper for you. You need to go to court. So they're instrumental with us.
I'm sure they're very instrumental.
So the clerk of court, because they have to file all of our actions for us, they record our actions in court, and they kind of orchestrate the hearings. So that's very important, and DSS is as well. We get mandated referrals from DSS depending on what benefits individuals receive. They may be mandated to cooperate with us in pursuit of support. And so we get referrals from DSS, and we work on their request in pursuit of a support order.
Gotcha.
And so those are some key ones that we work with. But I mean, we kind of touch everybody. Everybody in the county kind of touches. We kind of rub each other at some point or another. Even our public information folks are great. They organize things like this. They try to make us look good. And sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't make some things look so good. But they do a great job.
Now, being the director, and you've been working in this for 25 years, you've seen a lot. What would you consider some of the biggest challenges your department face? And what's some of the common ones that's reoccurring?
I think mistrust is a huge problem.
Okay.
We have a population of people now mistrust the government.
Yes.
In all aspects.
Yes.
They don't trust us.
Right.
If I said the sky's blue, they wouldn't believe it. The sky's green going forward.
Right.
And so I think that's it. I think our non-custodial parents think we're out to get you. We're just trying to take everything away from you, and that's not. Maybe 20 years ago when I started, that was we were very forceful enforcement, strong arm driven. We're not that way anymore. Communicate with us. Let's talk. And usually that works a lot better if you just are honest and let's just have those conversations. So, barriers are always going to be there. Finding people lying and disappearing, and those are struggles. But the main thing here is all about a child. I mean, and I think a lot of people lose sight of that. The parents are no longer together for a reason.
Right.
They're not happy with each other.
Right.
And then now the child is going to suffer financially because two adults. Now, we ain't talking about children.
Right.
These are people old enough to have a kid, can't work together to financially, and not only financially, our part's financial, but morally raise this child to be an upstanding citizen. And that's baffling sometimes how adults can't work together.
So again, go ahead.
The non-custodian, do the custodian have the same responsibility to provide for the child just like the non-custodian?
Excellent. That is an excellent question. Obviously, they have a financial responsibility. So the way our guidelines work is we actually take the income of the custodian, the parents, and we add it together. And then there's a chart. And that chart that is developed by judges every 4 years, they look at this and they would say, if a household had this much income, how much would they be spending on a child?
Okay.
So you go to that, and that has a number.
Okay.
And let's say $2,000. Okay, so $2,000 a month on this kid. Well, how much of that income, what percentage was from the non-custodial party? So if 60% of it was the non-custodial party, 60% of that $2,000 is what we expect from them. But the 40% is still the responsibility of the custodian.
Okay.
So even though we don't collect it, it's presumed that that's what they are doing outside of the money that the non-custodial parent is paying. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, let me ask you this. Now, do you have anything to do with who becomes the custodial parent, or that's just strictly court and judge decide that, and then they come to you after thereafter?
Right. Well, no, we have nothing to do with custodianship, ownership of the child. It does go to court sometimes. Sometimes it's just based on physical placement in the home. So, and we generally see this with moms who are very caring. God bless moms, taking care of us.
Yes,
Is that why they get such good Mother's
Yes,
Day
indeed.
on Mother's
They
Day?
should
and
anyway.
the
Yes,
father-
so
we get the
moms,
tie and they
Missing in
get.
action.
they're so nurturing, and they want to take this child and do what's right by the child. So
Yes.
generally speaking, our custodians are moms.
Okay.
Not always.
Not
We
always.
have custodial fathers.
Right.
And that's another misconception is we won't help you if you're the father.
Okay.
If you're a custodial father, come see us. We will pursue support from moms just like we do from dads.
Ooh-wee.
Just like grandparents. Grandparents have custodianship over their grandchildren. We will seek support from both of their parents
Sure
to
enough.
be paid to you.
You're
Yes.
seeking support from the parents if the grandparent have the child.
Yes.
That's interesting.
We will seek support from mom and dad to be paid to
Be paid to
grandparents.
grandparents.
So absolutely. And like we said, siblings earlier. So if you're an older sibling, something's happened. Now you have your brother or sister in your home. Come see us. We will seek support from that non-custodial
That
parent.
ties in with this question, which is real good, and it says like over time, living conditions may change. Like what happens if there's a change in the parent's status, be it disabled, a death, or loss and change of job or location.
So the law says in order for it to be a significant change, it must change the order by 15%.
By 15%.
Not
Okay.
somebody's income change 15%,
Okay.
but the calculation has to change by 15%.
Okay.
So, for example, you got an order of support for $100. It's got to go up to at least 115 or go down to at least 85, or the court really doesn't recognize that as significant.
Okay.
So that's where it's important. You communicate those things with us. Maybe you got laid off, you got another job, but it pays less. Well, we can make a calculation and say, well, we agree with you. You had nothing to do with the closing of that business. You got a new job. As a matter of fact, we will initiate the action to go back to court and get the order fixed, even though it's decreasing the order.
That is interesting.
Because I'm not working on behalf of the custodian. We're neutral.
Right.
Yeah.
So if the order should go down, we will initiate the action. Now the problem is sometimes is I quit my job, I stopped showing up, I got fired. Now you could have had that job.
Right.
What would have happened if you were in the home? You're still responsible for that amount of support.
Right.
We don't see eye to eye anymore. I'm not taking it to court. If you want it decreased because you quit your job and now because you don't want to pay a support order, you can take it to court and ask the judge. I'm not doing that.
Gotcha.
Because you brought that about yourself.
Yes.
But, we have people injured on the work. They can't work. We understand that. We'll take that to court and have the judge make those adjustments. Same things with disability. Somebody, now they're disabled. Maybe they had a $500 a month order. They're disabled now. They can't work. We will initiate that action and go back to court and see if we can get what we call an order that's right-sized based on the current circumstances.
So, James, are there any highlights specifically about your team that you'd like to mention?
I love our folks. We have a lot of hardworking folks. So being a government agencies, there are goals and regulations we have to follow. I will say every year we always pass all of our timeliness goals. We're talking about 11 goals that measure how timely we are in our processes. We meet every one of those. Our quality scores, which 95% quality. I mean, it's got to be right. We're always above that. I'm proud of our folks for that. They give us some other goals as well that have to do like the percentage of collections and amount of collections. We don't always meet all those, and that's not always based on effort.
Right.
You know, the effort's there, just the outcome doesn't always show it. So, but I'm very proud. And I will say that last year in 2025, we had the single highest collection of one payment in the entire state of North Carolina.
Oh my goodness.
Right here. Over $100,000.
Of collection.
One payment.
One single payment.
Over $100,000.
That was collected.
Yes.
For child.
The largest collection in the entire state for the entire year.
Good gracious.
Proud.
Let me
of
ask you
our
this. That's phenomenal. That's a record, I'm sure. So, James, openly speak to that parent right now that's out there that's trying to take care of the child that's frustrated because they say, I tried years ago to get help and nobody would help me. I went to the system, and you spoke about trust. Speak to that parent right now that said, I'm frustrated. I can't carry this load by myself. I tried. It didn't work through the system. What do I do? Help. Give that person a reason to come back to the system.
Give us another chance. Things change.
Give us another
Agents
chance.
change.
Agents change.
Procedures and policies change. Access to information changes. But I will say this, if you've been frustrated before, come looking to work with us as a partner and not necessarily the outcome.
Okay.
We'll work together as a partner and then hope that we get a good outcome. But let's work through that process together and then hope for a better outcome this time.
Okay.
So there are things that prevent it, can't happen. Somebody who gets SSI disability, is not a whole lot we can do with that. I mean, the law prevents us of obtaining support from individuals who get that type of disability. So
Okay.
if we had to close the case because if it hadn't changed, there's nothing I can do legally.
With that.
But we don't know that. Come have a conversation with us. Maybe that disability type's changed. Maybe we couldn't find them before, but now we can. So just come give us another chance, and let's see where it ends up. But let's not be so end result minded.
Yes.
Let's concentrate on the process and then hope for a good outcome.
And so the person need to bring with you as much information as they can. So speaking to that person out there right now that's that guardian that's not getting the support they need, if they could get as much information they can about who they think the parent is, that would help you do what you do, like the birth dates. Give us those things that really help you do what you do that they need to bring to you.
What's key is a name.
A name, okay.
A social security number's great. Birthday, last employment, anytime they were incarcerated, those types of things, personal things about an individual. The documents and stuff we'll work with you on obtaining as we need them.
James, we appreciate you being with us today. We got about 30 seconds left or so. Give us any closing words that you would say that they need to the county need to know about you and your staff. Or
understand that all this is the consideration of the well-being of a child.
It's about the child.
It's all about the child at this point. Adults, you've had your chance.
Yes.
This is about supporting a child that can't do it alone. They need this assistance. So let's set this child up to be in a better place than we were. Let's make the next generation in a better place financially than we were. And so give us a chance. Some folks don't come to us because they say, I don't really need it. I can do it alone. Get that money and put it in an account for this child.
You will
let
need
them have a great start, a better start than we had.
Again, you've been listening to Rise and Shine Cumberland County, and we've been blessed to have with us Mr. James McQueen from the Child Support Department. And again, he's been with doing this type of work for 25 years, a vast amount of experience that will help you. Don't try to carry this load alone. Even as Mr. McQueen said, even if you are able to care for the child on your own, still get that support, because down the road it can be put in a fund. With education now, the cost of it, oh my goodness, it's changing. So you need to get the support. Let this department help you do what you do, and that's raising and providing for your child. Again, stay tuned to WIDU. Your radio station is knowledge-based and issue-driven. It's 10 o'clock, and we're out of here.